Okay, stripping the seat off to get it ready for reupholstery. You take the foam off and cut all the upholstery off. Then take the drill and drill out the pop rivets. And then we'll have pop rivet holes for when we put the new upholstery on. Alright, I almost got all the foam tore off of this back seat. Now a little cheap ass trick of the trade is that I use use carpet foam and just layer it up. Just lay it on the seat, cut them a little bit big, glue it on, and then when it's all glued on, trim the edges and cover it with a little bit of white foam for a cush, and that's it. Cheap, don't cost much or nothing. I got all the pop rivets drilled out and removed, and gone over the back already with my handy dandy wire cup, and I'm going to use it to take the foam off. Let's see if I can capture this. Short work of that, huh? Got her all cleaned off. And I will clean up the tape a little bit. I always use duct tape on the corners, 3 or 4 layers, so that the corners are nice and rounded off and smooth. The fabric doesn't get cut on it, especially the shoulders, the upper part, because the fabric has, when you sit down, the fabric tends to go down, so you want to make sure that this corner is nice and smooth and round, with and covered with tape, so it does not cut into your fabric later on. Okay, now cleaned up and it's ready to reupholster. Just a little note on the seats. You see the front seat, well, first off, they are identical. The bins are identical. The back is the same height. The base, the bottom rather, the front seat is 4 inches shorter than the back seat. And the reason the back seat is longer is to allow the passenger's legs to sit like that. If the back seat is too short, you're splayed, your legs are splayed, and it's really uncomfortable. So you lengthen it out a little bit, the legs come in, and it makes much more comfortable riding. And the other thing is the seatbelt mounts. These are welded bar, 1/2 inch 13 bolts are welded on, and the seat belts are bolted on to there. Now sometimes, some of the scooters, I have put the mounts actually on the frame, but on this one I put it on the seat. If you get hit hard enough to rip those things loose, why then you're dead anyway, so don't really matter, does it? And the whole idea about these scooters is they handle good enough to drive around the idiots. You don't allow them to hit you, you just simply drive around them. And that might seem like an arrogant statement, but the truth is the truth. Up here on the front end, I altered the height of the scooter by changing the straps, and I moved this so that it's more in line with the front end, so the rocker is right in line with the front end. And when I did that, the old shock mount no longer fit, so I'm going to make new shock mounts. I got some nice stock here, and it fits. I drill a hole, fits right up in there, and weld it on in the proper place, and shocks will be back in service again. Okay, got the new shock mount tacked on real good, and it's real important that this point here goes straight in and out of the shock. I've seen a lot of front ends where they don't go straight in and out, they go up and down, and they're only using part of the shock action. So I put it in a place where when it goes up and down, it goes straight in and out. I don't know if you can see it or not. Anyways, it works really good. I'm real happy with it. And I think we're going to be just fine. Now all I got to do is take this apart and put the final welds, weld all this up, clean it up, grind her up a little bit, smooth it and whatnot, and we're back in service on this part. Okay, I know that some of you might be concerned that I had just welded I cut it loose and just welded it back together again and basically eliminated the strapping. So I made a template, a cardboard template, and did some cutout. And this, let's see, it goes on like that, and will be welded on as a new strap. And I've cut it just slightly smaller than the original strap so that this will be welded to that strap over the top of it, and they'll be welded together. And I've already gotten started on this side last night. So the head will be strapped down again so that we don't have to worry about it popping out, you know, under hard, severe conditions, which I like to do. Alright, when I'm doing metal work like this, it's a matter of tack it on where it makes contact, and then clamp it so that it, you know, move your contact up a little bit, weld a little bit, bend it some more, clamp it down so that the new metal always touches the old metal where you weld. You don't want a gap between the two pieces. You want them touching. And we wind up with the split right there between them. They're a pretty good fit for a hair lip like me, you know, you never know. Anyways, it doesn't matter if it's slightly off. Who cares? Because it's going to be welded and cleaned off anyway, so you'll never be able to tell. So, anyways, halfway through.